Good morning, Lara. Today is Monday, September 27th. Now, I've heard that you might have had a little difficulty determining the difference between Miss Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and the characters from A Clockwork Orange. So today I'm going to explain this book to you. Also because it's got a lot of literary and cultural references to it. And this is not one that I think you're going to want to read because it's very, very violent. Anyway, I'm going to give you a quick summary, so if you don't want to listen to it, I'm going to try and put an annotation somewhere in here so you can just skip by it. But if I can't figure that out, just plug your ears for a while, it'll be fine. So, Clockwork Orange is about a guy named Alex and his droogs, or friends. And essentially, there are 3 sections of the book. The first one, they go off and they rape, murder, that sort of stuff. The second section, Alex is caught by the cops and is brought to prison, and then they offer that he can get out early if he goes through this thing called the Libico treatment, which is essentially they give you a shot to make you feel sick, and then they make you watch violent crimes on a television, so that you develop an association between the violent crime and the sickness. So that eventually you're like, okay, anytime I think of a violent crime, I get sick. So in the third section, they let Alex out of prison because he's all cured, essentially, quote unquote. And then Alex goes and tries to, I believe he tries to, rob someone. And he gets really, really sick. And he's like, okay, this sucks. And then tries to listen to his music, which they put as a background, just coincidentally. Tries to listen to the music he likes, which is all like Beethoven and such. And again, he gets really, really sick. And essentially he's like, okay, life is not worth living. He jumps out a window to try and kill himself, but he lives. And then he goes back to, his murder and beating up, assault crap. And then, depending on which version you have, the American version, he's just like, sweet, I'm all cured from my cure, and keeps on beating up crap. In the British version, there's an extra chapter in which he's like, well, yeah, beating up people is fine, but what I really want is a family, so he just kind of gives up the violence to have a family. Now, the Clockwork Orange has some basic themes that have been used over and over again since this was written. And one theme is, can you choose the way you're going to act? Which is really strengthened by the fact that each of the 3 sections in this book, there's 3 sections, each with 7 chapters each unless you're reading the American version, which the first 2 have 7 chapters and the third one has 6 chapters. This one's the British version. But they all start with, what's it gonna be then, eh? Another major theme in this book is essentially the question of how far can we go to cure someone of a personality disorder. I mean, medicine is not working. Jail time is not working. Do we just keep them locked up forever? Or do we try a more drastic approach that could end up ruining their life, which kind of does. But really, to me, the major question in this book is, can people change? Either with treatment or just on their own. So your punishment is English-based as well. Essentially, I dare you to read Catcher in the Rye and give us a book-ish report like I did about it. And I would prefer, if you do that, if you mention why his red hat is such a big deal, the National History Museum, and what happens to the ducks in the pond. I will talk to you later. Bye.